So I'll give you an example of my life. For example, about living in the present moment and not living in the present moment. So I recently took my 3-year-old out of school. He was going to school, and I was making pros and cons lists of what to do, what not to do, and guilt was preventing me from making the decision. I was like, no, he has to stay in school because it's beneficial for him for socializing. But what kept happening was all these obstacles and all these things that were nudging me to say, no, take him out of school. This is not right. So I would have to wake up every day at 6 a.m. and get them ready really quick, get their breakfast, lunches, everything, because we had to take the bus to school, and the bus only comes once every hour, so we had to make that bus. And it was frustrating for them too, because they have to wake up early, they're tired. Even though I'm putting them to bed early, it's still a lot. Then I would have to stay there all day, find a restaurant to go to, work on the computer, because I couldn't go home because it was too far. It didn't make sense. So the obstacles that kept happening was that one of us kept getting sick. And if one of us gets sick, then we can't go, because I'm not going to take a sick child on the bus and wait there for the other child to finish school. It doesn't make sense. So that was the obstacle, that they were missing school because of the fact that one of us would get sick, and we were getting sick frequently, different sicknesses every time. And I was like, what is this? I kept acting creative. Why does this keep happening? I'm doing everything. I'm pushing myself. I'm doing what I think is best for them. So after waiting around all day, and then after get them getting off school, and then have to wait another hour for the bus to come, and then go home, and then rush home to make them lunch, and then dinner and everything, I was exhausted. I was literally physically and mentally exhausted. And I was like, am I going to keep doing this when winter comes around? Like, am I going to keep pushing myself? And I was like, no, I have to do it. I have to do this for my 3-year-old. So then I had 2 meetings with my little one's teacher and another meeting with my older one's teacher. And they kept drilling it into my head to take the school bus. And I wanted to take the school bus but my younger one is too little to take the school bus. Like, he's still at that stage where he's just turned 3 yesterday, that he's not listening as much. And I don't feel safe with trusting just a monitor, not a teacher, to take him inside. He's still not listening to instructions as my 6-year-old is listening to instructions. You still have to repeat it over and over again, and I'm scared that he's going to let go of their hand and run somewhere else. And they're not always holding the kids' hands. They're trusting the kids to walk by themselves, because I've been watching to try to make myself feel safe, that they're safe to take the school bus. So, and then also when I get to school, they're constantly leaving the door open, and then the gate is open, and at any moment my son can run out. So because they leave the door open, I don't feel safe. I stay in the classroom, and I wait for them to close that door, and then I leave. So lately, when I was dropping him to the school, they were telling me, like, you're babying him, you need to leave because it's fine, he's safe. But I've seen with my own eyes, because I stood at the side, and he's tried to escape because he wants to go play outside. And the teacher's not always standing by the door making sure that the child is safe. So I kept, while I was waiting for them, making the pros and cons list. Am I going to do this? So the con was only the socialization and learning the language, but I was putting that at the forefront, that he needs this. All the other ones, all the other pros didn't matter, because I wanted him to socialize. But then it got to a point where Spirit kept nudging me, like, no, you need to stop doing this. This is too much for you. You're taking on too much. And the last time that they told me, like, you need to leave, stop staying here, I was like, I'm done. Like, it was that. I made so many pros and cons, but it was that moment that it was like Spirit said, no, he's not safe here. If they don't even want you protecting your child to make sure that he's safe, and they don't want to close the door right away, and then he's not safe. You can't trust him to take the school bus, first of all, because it's not safe. And then after, you're not going to be here to make sure that they close the door, to make sure your child is safe. So what am I doing? Why am I forcing him to go to this school? So right after that moment, I went straight to the office. I signed my older one up for the school bus, removed my little one out of school, and now I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. We go to the beach every day. We have another baby that I'm friends with the mother. We meet them at the beach. He plays with that baby, their dog. We explore. He has his one-on-one time with me now, whereas before it was the two of them trying to get attention from me at the same time, and now he has his one-on-one time with me, which he's 3. He needs. So the whole purpose of this long-winded story was that I was making pros and cons lists. I was overthinking it, and I was still not coming up with a solution. I was so focused on the problem that no answers were coming to me because I was overthinking it. I wasn't living in my present moment. But the moment I was in that present moment to experience what I experienced when they were telling me to leave again, over and over, the same lesson was trying to be taught to me. So the same challenge kept presenting itself to me. Them telling me to leave and me not feeling safe. And because I was so overthinking, I wasn't allowing that present challenge. I wasn't overcoming that present challenge. I was reacting the same way of bringing him back to the school. So because I chose to be in that present moment at that moment, I listened to my intuition. I followed what it told me to do, what spirit led me to do, and I feel awake. It's so important to be in the present moment because the answers will come to you. The nudges will happen. You'll be able to pay attention to the challenge and overcome it because you'll listen to your intuition, what it's guiding you to do. But if you're stuck in an overthinking loop, trying to solve the problem on your own, trying to control the situation, then spirit won't be strong enough to guide you because you're not listening to it. You're ignoring what it's telling you to do.